Hey girls, I'm really excited to talk to you again. I'm so sorry it's been so long. I have been so busy with Thanksgiving and the holidays, but that is what I want to talk about first. I want to ask you to comment below what your favorite food that you had for Thanksgiving was. Mine, since I'm a foodaholic, was everything, but if I had to pick one, I would say green bean casserole. And, if I added on dessert, I'd say pumpkin pie. So write yours below. And then next, I want you to write down what your favorite thing to do for Christmas is. Mine personally is decorating the Christmas tree with my family. I love spending time with my family and just having them all together. I'm one of 6, so all my brothers and sisters coming in and my nieces, it's really exciting time to spend together. And it really helps me remember what the season's about and just knowing that Jesus Christ was born at that time and then in Easter when he came and died for us. And I know that seems a little cheesy, but Christmas is my favorite season and I just love the holidays. So I want you to try to think about what your favorite thing is during Christmas, and please write that below so that we can chit-chat after this video is watched. So next, I have to give a big shout out to Rachel for the topic of the week, which is bullying. And this is something very dear to my heart. I experienced it throughout my life when I was little, and I think we all do at some point. So she wanted us to talk about how to help a friend that's being bullied. So we're going to talk about that today. So the first thing I want to say is what bullying is, the definition of it. And obviously we all know and seen it, but just so we get it in our heads, bullying is something that is unwanted. It's aggressive behavior of kids or students that are in school that have a sense of like higher position above you, whether it be real or just made up in our minds. They kind of have a hierarchy in the school. So that's what bullying is. And there's 3 kinds. There's verbal, social, and physical. So, and there's also another place that it started to show up, and that's on the internet. So cyberbullying has become a big issue. And that wasn't so much something for me when I was little, but it's become a really big deal. So we're going to talk about that too. So first of all, if you see your friend being bullied, the first thing that you need to do is make it known. Go talk to someone, whether it be a teacher, your parent, the principal, a counselor, someone at school, or if it's not at school, that's usually where I've seen it, but if it's at a church, go talk to a counselor or someone in charge. If it's at a group, just talk to the person, an adult above you, so that they can help you with that situation. It's very important not to hide it, because if you do, then it can continue. And if you make it known, if an adult sees that, then they can come and break up that problem. And then it's also very important as a friend to try to just make sure that you can help out. So if, say, it is them excluding them from a table, which was an experience I've been through, and I think most of you have heard. But when I was at school, we had 6 girls, and this was the first time that we got to sit in a cafeteria type setting. And as we sat down, we were talking, and there was more girls than should be at the table. So the teacher came up and told us that we needed to split up. And by splitting up, I thought that we would split up in groups of 3 or something. But when I got up to move, no one came with me. And so I went and sat over in the corner at a table by myself, and they kind of just put their heads down and kind of snickered and started laughing. And I could kind of hear them talking about me after. And that was like the first instance that I'd ever seen bullying. And so if you were in that place, something that I encourage you to do as the friend is to go sit with them. It's not that hard. And I know at that moment it might make you feel like, oh, I'm going to be a loser. But it'll honestly make you feel so much better, rather than thinking about that later on in life and thinking, wow, I didn't stand up for her or him. So go sit with them. And if they're being verbally picked on, say by the locker or something, then go stand up for them and say, that's not true. Why are you saying that about them? And so just stand up for them. And I guess if you're a guy, it's more common for you to be physically bullied. So if you're the friend and you see them being punched or something, go break that fight up. We don't have to all stand around and watch people being bullied. the biggest thing you can do as a friend is to intervene and stop that. And if you don't feel physically like you can go stop it, then tell the teacher at that point, hey, it's happening, can you come help us? And parents can always help because they can come sit down with you and the person and discuss it. I remember one instance that I had a friend like that, and it's very awkward. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we both had our parents come and we sat down at a restaurant, and after we ate, we just hashed it out and talked about what was going on and why we were both going through this. So have the bully and the person being bullied, and maybe if you're the friend, be there to support them. And honestly, bullies get a hard time because they're being a bully, but I'm sure that they're going through something at home or in their life that's making them act that way. So try not to think too harshly of them, and try to just pray for them, because they're probably going through something very hard or they wouldn't be acting out like this. So just pray for them and try to be there for them and be a friend. Some other steps that you can do is to basically just try not to let it be a big deal. You know, I've talked about this in the last video with gossip, because gossip is kind of being a bully. But if you see that, tell your friend, if you're there with them, just laugh it off, you know, just say, this isn't a big deal, but also tell them to stop, you know, be firm, tell them to stop, don't overreact, but say, this is not a big deal, and just walk off. And if they continue, that's why you need to bring in adults so that it will stop. But usually the bully is acting out to try to get attention. So if you don't make it a big deal, then they'll stop. Moving on to the cybernet thing, sometimes texting is an issue because you can't really get the emotions out of it, and you can't really tell if they're being mean or if they meant to just be joking about something. So if it's something that you're confused about, then you probably should just ask them and see if they're really trying to be mean or if they were just kidding around. If they are being mean, then just point it out and say, hey, I didn't appreciate what you said and you need to apologize to me. And if they continue, then once again you need to go to someone about that. And I'm sure a teacher, a parent, or someone can help. And then if it's online and it's on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of these things, there's so many things out there now, then something that might be hard to do, but you probably should do, is to limit your time on that social media. I know sometimes something that is bothering you, you want to look into, but if they continue after you tell them to stop, then the best thing to do is not hurt yourself and just get off of there. And if you're the friend, then just encourage that person to help them not get on it, and then also encourage those people firmly to stop bullying them and just to all be friends. One other thing that I think that we should talk about today is cliques. You know the cliques. It could be the jocks and the cheerleaders, even the artsy people, but you have these groups of friends that get together, and it can sometimes be hard to be in the group or to be outside the group. At school, I was not in a group. When I was going through middle school, high school, I did not fit in a group, and it was really hard to see people fit in and me not. But one thing that you can do if you're going through that is to look at what you're interested in. Find a hobby or a sport or an activity that you're good at. Join a basketball team, a baseball team, a softball team, soccer. I did horseback riding. If you're a cheerleader, do that. If you're artsy, go paint. Find a club or something that you want to get into. And that way you can make friends that way. It can be outside of school. It doesn't have to be in school. But that'll help you realize that you have friends that care about you, and the cliques don't matter. When I was doing that, I really had good friends at church that helped me through, even though I wasn't popular at school. And the important thing to remember, it seems so big right now that you are not in a clique and you have to be in a clique. But when you go through that and get outside of high school, none of those people are going to be friends anymore. And probably not even the next year are they going to be friends when they're in school. So don't let that define you. If you're in the group, a lot of the times you'll be peer pressured to do things. So try to just be friends with everyone and just try to be friends with the people that aren't in a group. And I think that will really start breaking down groups and cliques that can cause problems. So I think that's pretty much all that I have to say about bullying today. There's also a really great website that you can go to. Sorry, I'm going to have to look it up really fast. It's stopbullying.gov. And if you go to that, they can give you great advice. If something is getting really out of hand and you don't have someone to talk about, they have hotlines that you can call and information on what to do. So I encourage you to go to that website. There's also plenty of things online, groups that you can join and ways that they have for you to help stop bullying. So if you have any other questions for me about this that I didn't answer or go into, you know you can always comment below. Please also keep posting topics and ideas, and I'll give you shout outs and talk about it the next week. I can't wait to keep this up, and I'm really excited to be talking to you girls and guys. I'm not trying to exclude you guys, so please always join in and comment. But I really love you all, and I'm so excited to be able to do this each week. So I'll talk to you soon. Have a great holiday. Bye!